Okay, here's some more instructions on lesson 1.04, Free to Flourish. And we're taking a look at the Persian Wars headlines. Okay, so we are in content, unit 1, lesson 4. Now you have to make sure you have gone through pages 299 to 306, and then again 306 to 309, and this is what they look like. So we're looking at the Persian Wars, where the Persian Empire is attacking Greece. Okay, so let's open up the headlines. Okay, and you're focusing on 3 battles during the war, and I've put in the battles and the page numbers here. So the first thing that you're going to do is compose a newspaper style headline for an article about the battle at Marathon. Okay, so newspaper, it's just something really quick and simple, like who won the war or what was being used in the war or in the battle. Okay, so as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 things that I want you to include in this headline. So start the new thread, write your name in the title and your answer in the body, and then you'll click post. So if you start a new thread, okay, in the subject line, okay, type your name, and then this is where you'll type your answer. And I suggest starting out doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then that way you can go through and answer each part here. So for the Battle of Marathon, what heading? A newspaper style heading. Some examples could be, like for the Battle of Marathon, the Persian invasion gone wrong, because the Persians attacked, remember? But the Greeks won, especially the Athenians. The Athenians were the ones that were in the battle. So again, check out the battle at Marathon. What was going on? Okay. So Darius sent a messenger. They ended up throwing the messenger down the well and killed him, because Darius was saying, just give up, give up. The also in the Battle of Marathon, the Athenians did a flanks, what's called a flanks. So they put all of their people together very closely, and that was a new way of fighting that worked very well for them, and that's why they were able to win the battle. So the Greeks won the Battle of Marathon. Okay, and then there was another battle, the Battle of Thermopylae. So they knew, the Athenians knew, it's like, okay, the Persians are not going to go away. They are going to come back. So there was a prophecy that agreed with, yes, you need to prepare for the another battle. So if we go back here, so now we're going to take a look at the battle at Thermopylae. So page 306 to 308. So here it's just talking about how they ended up building some ships because they knew the Persians were going to come back, and they had these ships where they could ram boats, okay, like the Persians. So again, the Athenians are getting ready, because in the first battle, the Spartans said, no, we're not going to help at all. So this next battle, the battle at Thermopylae, that's going to be right here with the brave 300. So the Spartans did decide to help out. And there's a new Persian leader, Xerxes. Okay, 10 years later, Xerxes decided to attack again. So they knew that they needed to work together. So Athens and Sparta worked together, and there was a narrow pass in Thermopylae. The Spartans went to hold that pass. So, and they had about 6,000 or 7,000 troops with them, but they were vastly outnumbered. There ended up being 300 Spartans left, but they all were killed. They all were killed on that pass, but it gave the Athenians enough time to prepare for the Persians attacking further. Okay, so battle at Thermopylae, the Spartans, all the Spartans were killed in that one. Okay, so the Persians won that battle. Now the battle at Salamis. Okay, so again, what would be your headline for the battle at Thermopylae? What would you write? Now the third one is going to be the battle at Salamis, and that's going to be pages 308 and 309. So go to here's page 308 and 309. Tides turn at Salamis. Okay. And then here's like a little map that shows the Battle of Salamis. So the Greek Navy came up with a plan. There was a narrow strait which the Persian fleet could not enter all at once. So the Greek fleet waited near one end, hoping to lure the Persian ships into the channel. And if they came into the channel, then they could block them off. Okay. And that is what they did. And they ended up thinking that they were moving in for the kill, but the Athenians and their navy that they had built up over the past 10 years, and the Persians were foot soldiers. They were not used to fighting at sea. And so at the battle, the Persians lost more than 200 ships. And Xerxes sat up on top of a hill watching what was happening. He was watching his Persian fleet go down. So the Persian wars came to an end. The victory was enormous, and it was glorious for the Athenians. Okay, they were fighting off the world's greatest army at that time. So that's the battle at Salamis. The Athenians won. So what type of article would you, or heading, just a heading, just a few words. Athenians defeat the Persians, the great Persians, the grand Persians. Do something of your own. Then number 4, you're going to write a headline. What's the mood in Athens at the end of the Persian Wars? Okay, they just defeated the greatest army the world had known up to this point. What's the mood like? Write a headline. What would be a headline? Again, a newspaper headline just kind of gives a few words to draw you in, and so that you would read the article. You're not writing an article. You guys are just writing the headlines. Now for number 5, I do want you to put what would be some facts that you would put in if you were going to write an article. Okay, and list any types of facts, like in the Battle of Marathon, what were some things? Like, remember there was the runner that ran from Marathon to Athens to warn them that the Persians were coming. They used the flanks. The battle at Thermopylae, remember there were the brave 300 Spartan soldiers. And they had, and then the battle at Salamis, they tricked the Persians into coming into the into the strait there. Okay, they were waiting for them here, and they lured the Persians in here, and then they cut them off and beat them at sea. And there's Xerxes up there looking over all of that and watching the Persians be defeated. Okay, so that's what you're going to do for all 5 points. All right, I will have some help sessions, and I will go over this again in class as well. So if you need any help, just reach out and ask me. Don't forget, when you finish, you have to post it, okay? And then I will grade it at that point. And it will be overdue until I correct it and approve it if you're turning it in after the due date.